Many of the females today are buying the over-the-counter calcium and vitamin D supplements, medications, and taking it on daily basis, thinking that it will help them to improve their bone density. But hard luck, it doesn't happen. They also take milk as a daily diet for improving their bone density, but nothing happens. So, where does the problem lie? So today in this episode of Tea Time and Gossip with me, Dr. Aparna, let's talk about each and every fact, everything about osteoporosis, a silent disease which is hitting a lot of females today. Osteoporosis is majorly common in females who have hit menopause, that around 50 plus. But today, in today's time, it is also increasing in young females, maybe 30 plus, maybe 35 plus. So what is happening? What change is bringing about this shift that bone density have started reducing at a younger age? So as we have seen in functional medicine practice, that whatever is exhibited out as a symptoms is not just one thing, but it is interconnected with many other inflammations or many other things which is going inside the body, like in osteoporosis. Now what is osteoporosis? That is the bone tissue cycle that is impaired. Now the bone formation, that is osteoblastic phase, and bone breaking down, that is osteoclastic phase, both should go hand in hand in normal cycle. Now when this bone tissue cycle is impaired, then the bone formation reduces while the bone breakdown or the osteoclastic phase increases. That is more breakdown of the bone tissue is happening, but the formation of the new bone cells, that is not happening. So the bone density is reduced. This is called osteoporosis. Now, since we know that calcium being an integral part of the bone formation or the bone tissues, so to increase the bone density, calcium supplements are generally taken. But are you sure the supplement which you are taking on a daily basis is getting absorbed in the tissues? First and foremost, let me tell you, for absorbing the calcium, vitamin D is very crucial. The presence of vitamin D lets the absorption of calcium happens from the intestine. Now this calcium, when absorbed from the intestine, goes into the bone tissues through the presence of potassium. Both of them are very much needed for the calcium to be used in the body. Now talking about the various reasons which are responsible for this osteoporosis. Number one is your estrogen loss or reduced estrogen levels. Estrogen is a hormone which is essential for maintaining a bone density. So this is the reason why the females on hitting menopause, when their estrogen level drops, their bone density reduces drastically. A good gut health is also essential for calcium absorption to happen. So if you are having any gut dysbiosis, that is means the harmful bacteria are more in your gut, so the absorption of calcium is inhibited. It does not happen. Now this will also lead to reduced bone density. Similarly, magnesium and phosphorus both are needed for maintaining a good bone density. Dysbiosis also disrupts the magnesium and phosphorus absorption, which will affect your bone density. Furthermore, in cases of leaky gut, where the toxin load increases in the bloodstream, increases the systemic inflammation, cytokines are increased, which will negatively impact your bone health. Now talking about the various infections or a condition where the immunity of a person is low. In such conditions, due to infections, the gut health is impacted, which can create a leaky gut, which will increase the systemic inflammation, which will impair your bone density or the bone tissue cycle, increasing the osteoclastic activity, and the bone formation will reduce. So this is the reason why many of the autoimmune disorders like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, psoriasis are often being linked to osteoporosis. Then in people who are leading a very sedentary lifestyle, in those people also this bone cycle, bone tissue cycle is impacted. The osteoclastic activity is more, the osteoblastic activity is less, so the bone density reduces with time. Now some facts about all those soft drinks or the carbonated drinks or the cola lovers. These carbonated soft drinks, especially colas, contain phosphoric acid. Excessive consumption of these soft drinks will increase the phosphoric acid load. That means the calcium phosphorus balance in the body will be disrupted, making the phosphorus high as compared to the calcium. Thus, the calcium will be excreted in your urine. So, next time when you're consuming colas, then remember that you are excreting calcium from your urine. Similarly, many of these soft drinks contains caffeine, which are diuretic in nature. So consuming a lot of soft drinks means you are excreting calcium in your urine. These soft drinks are also high in sugar, which can lead to metabolic acidosis. That means the environment of the gut becomes much more acidic. To neutralize this state, calcium is released from the bone. To know about the bone density, generally DEXA scan is done. Now to know about the various root causes responsible for your osteoporosis, we will run you through some of the blood test and the gut test. Now what precautions can we take to come out of this osteoporosis state or to avoid this osteoporosis state? Number one, we have to make changes in our diet so that gut health is improved. Foods which are inflammatory should be avoided, like consumption of milk. Now milk has always been considered as a good source of calcium. Well, it was some years back, but now the milk is much more inflammatory because it is hybridized to increase the content of the milk, the amount of the milk. Then it's also a source a lot of hormones which are injected to increase the production of the milk. So rather than consuming milk, you should think about alternate source of calciums. We have seen in our experiences that when we have reduced or removed milk from the diet of the patients, we have seen a tremendous improvement in their osteoporosis symptoms. Now what can be the another alternatives to calcium? Sesame seeds are a very good source of calcium. Fox nuts or the makhanas are also a very good source of calciums. Ragi is a very good source of vitamin D, calcium and iron. Then almonds, chia seeds, flax seeds are also very good sources of calciums. Then you should take some non-inflammatory diet like the omega 3s. Increase omega 3 in your diet. You can take through the supplements or through the diet like coconut oil, A2 Bellona ghee. Flax seeds are rich in omega 3. Increase the consumption of green leafy vegetables in your diet. Then broccoli, cauliflowers, various different colors of fruits should also be included in your diet. Now talking about the lifestyle recommendations, daily at least half an hour to 1 hour of sunlight exposure any time of the day which is convenient for you, so that vitamin D is increased in your body. Make physical activity a part of your daily routine. You can include yoga, you can include gymming, you can include running, you can include outdoor sports, swimming, anything which you like. That should be a part of your daily routine, or at least 3 to 4 times a week. Then if you are a long-term user of antacids like omeprazole, like Pandi, Pentocid, whatever be the brand name, if you're doing so, then please avoid using all these medications, because it has been shown that continuous consumption of all these medications reduces the calcium absorption, which will impact your bone health. Along with all these things, if you have any concerns, any doubts, you can contact us, the functional medicine experts, who will help you to come out of any of your chronic diseases. We will record your history, we can recommend you the blood test, some gut test, and on the basis of your reports and your history, will make a new plan for you. These plans include dietary changes, the lifestyle changes, and the supplements recommended according to your need. So following this plan for minimum of 3 months will bring a lot of change in your disease, in your health condition. So hope this episode was helpful. It will has given you a lot of insight into the osteoporosis. See you again with another episode. Till then, Dr. Aparna signing off. It's tea time and gossip.